Hey everyone, and welcome back! Today, we're diving deep into the quirky, unbelievable, and often hilarious history of technology. Get ready, because what you're about to learn will completely change how you look at the devices you use every single day. Let's uncover some truly mind-blowing tech secrets. The year is 1975, and the future of communication looks a lot like a chunky black box taking up an entire room. That's right. The internet as we know it was born inside a government lab in California. A team led by computer scientist Vint Cerf developed a protocol that would allow disparate networks to communicate. Now, hold on to your socks because things are about to get wacky. To test this newfangled idea, they used a network that connected 4 different computers in the lab. How many of you were expecting something a little more, hype? But here's the real shocker. The first message sent over this rudimentary internet, the precursor to the World Wide Web, was a simple login. Can you imagine being the first person to send that message? I wonder if there is a digital plaque somewhere commemorating the spot where the internet had its first breath. Do you think you'll find it? Oh, wait, maybe it's behind that stack of boxers in your basement. Anyway, moving on to something a bit closer to home. Did you ever reach for your smartphone to silence a notification only to be greeted by a sound that resembles nails on a chalkboard? Brace yourself, because the iconic ringtone isn't just an unfortunate side effect of early smartphone design. No, it's the result of an actual legal battle. In the early 2000s, Nokia, the undisputed king of mobile phones, held a patent on a ringtone format called MIDI. It allowed ringtones to be polyphonic, meaning they could play multiple notes at once, creating a fuller sound. But there was a catch. The patent didn't cover monophonic ringtones, the ones that played a single note at a time. And guess which US company was selling phones that used this very format? You guessed it, Apple. Now enter the bizarre twist. Instead of just paying for a license to use MIDI, Apple decided to fight Nokia in court. Nokia argued that Apple's polyphonic ringtones infringed on their patent. But in a surprising turn of events, the judge ruled that a single note can't possibly infringe on a multi-note patent. The results! The nails on a chalkboard ringtone lives on, all thanks to a legal technicality. Who knew your ringtone would be the star of a real-life courtroom drama? Now let us venture into the world of software with a story that will make you question everything you thought you knew about productivity. Did you ever lose hours of work due to a pesky computer crash? It happens to the best of us! But did you know that one man's trash is another man's treasure? Meet Andrew Brown, a UK resident who accidentally discovered an enormous bug in Microsoft Word. See, Andrew had a habit of saving his documents on the desktop rather than in folders. One day, he opened a document, only to find that instead of displaying on his screen, it vanished into the ether. Turns out, Microsoft Word had a bug that made files saved on the desktop invisible, but here's the kicker. Other folks had reported this bug before, but Microsoft never fixed it. Maybe they were waiting for someone to take advantage of it. Enter Andrew. After discovering the issue, he didn't just sit around complaining. No! He created a piece of software to identify these hidden files, and even managed to sell it to Microsoft for a cool £12,000. The moral of the story: next time your computer does something weird, don't just blame it on Murphy's Law. There might be a lucrative opportunity hiding beneath that glitch. Just don't lose your data while hunting for it. Ever looked at a piece of electronics and wondered, how in the world did they fit all that into such a tiny space? If so, you probably own a Sony Walkman, weighing just 3/4 of a pound and measuring 2.2 inches thick. This portable music player was a game changer in the 80s. But what really makes the Walkman stand out is its size compared to today's smartphone. The original iPhone, released almost a decade after the Walkman was introduced, was 6 times thicker. And today's flagship smartphones are a staggering 20 times thicker. So why have we traded thickness for thinness? Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe that's because modern tech just works better that way, or maybe we all just a bunch of shallow consumers swayed by sleek designs. I mean, seriously, how thick do we need our phones to be? But hey, it's not just phones. Everything's getting thinner! Laptops, TVs, and even LED light bulbs. Maybe we're just a generation of gluttons for punishment, trading functionality for the latest fad in slimness. Oh, remember when flip phones were the height of fashion? Yeah, me neither. Guess that fad didn't last too long. So what do you think? Is thinness the new black, or are we just sacrificing practicality for style points? Let us know in the comments. I bet you've heard Billie Eilish's song about it. But what exactly is the most addictive sound in the world? As it turns out, science has an answer. And no, it's not the chicken dance. Researchers at Sussex University in the UK conducted a study on the most addictive sounds, and the results may surprise you. They asked participants to rate various sounds on their addictiveness and then analyze which sounds were deemed the most irresistible. Now, drumroll please. The most addictive sound in the world is the North Korean tune Sea of Blood. Yes, that's right. A military march composed in 1945 took the top spot. It was originally written to inspire North Korea's supreme leader Kim Il, sung during the country's difficult struggle for independence. But what makes this song so uniquely addictive? According to Dr. Andy Mounts, an expert in psychology, it's the combination of minor chords and major chords that creates a hypnotic effect. This unexpected mix generates a unique tension that compels listeners to keep on listening. Now, while knowing the most addictive sound in the world might be useful for crafting the perfect YouTube video, it also raises some serious ethical concerns. Imagine if this knowledge fell into the wrong hands. Say, a marketing firm looking to boost their latest client's sales figures, or a political campaign trying to sway voters. Suddenly, everything from jingles to campaign speeches takes on a whole new level of manipulation. I guess it's not enough to just turn off your Bluetooth anymore. You gotta shield your ears. If you've ever sat in your car waiting for it to warm up on a cold winter morning, you've probably pondered why it takes forever for the heat to kick in. Is it just my car, or does anyone else think it is ridiculous that we have to wait in this frozen metal box? Well, turns out there's a perfectly logical reason behind this seemingly endless wait. Car manufacturers prioritize safety. And one key aspect of that is preventing fires. Remember all those GM cars that spontaneously combusted a few years back? Yeah, those incidents happened because the battery system generated a spark, which ignited leaked gasoline fumes. So, to minimize this risk, carmakers restrict the flow of current to the heater until the engine reaches optimal operating temperature. Once the engine reaches this sweet spot, the heater can turn on without posing a fire risk. It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, but with engines instead of chairs. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, life throws you a curve. If you thought the internal combustion engine was complicated, just wait till you hear about the electric motor. Turns out that marvel of engineering has been around since the days of ancient Greece. Yup, you heard me right. As early as the 5th century BC, Greek philosopher and inventor Philo of Byzantium created a crude electric motor powered by static electricity. Fast forward a few millennia, and in the early 1800s, the legendary Nikola Tesla developed the induction motor. This invention paved the way for alternating current AC, which powers everything from your refrigerator to your air conditioner. But here's where things get interesting. When Tesla unveiled his invention, the direct current DC industry, which relied on the older technology, tried to discredit him. You see, switching to AC would mean investing in new equipment, which would make the old stuff obsolete. And who wants to become obsolete? Not to mention that converting from DC to AC required a genius move known as the transformer, which allowed voltage to be increased or decreased. With this innovation, AC could be efficiently transmitted over long distances, making it the clear winner in the battle of the currents. And that, dear viewers, is why we're all using AC outlets and not DC ones. It's not just about what's technically better. Sometimes it's about who's got the biggest megaphone. But hey, at least we ended up with a nifty little outlet to plug in all our wacky gadgets. That's all for today, folks. Which fact blew your mind the most? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more entertaining tech tidbits. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.